Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Before I start the readings, I want to let you know that I do have some new online courses available on how to read oracle cards and crystals of spirituality, so click on the link below to check them out. Hi Aries, it's Sloan Rhodes here with your love and romance reading for the months of May, June, and July. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First of all, Aries, I want to say thank you for bearing with me while I took some time off to get the online courses up and just to take a break and recharge my batteries and deepen my own connection to my guides and angels. So I appreciate your patience. All right, so Aries, let's go ahead and see what is in store for you regarding love and romance for the months of May, June, and July. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one card as the overarching theme from the astrology reading cards, and then I'm going to get 3 cards from the Witches Tarot, and then we'll get some additional cards regarding your physical intimacy. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and with one card as the overarching theme for May, June, and July. And remember, Aries, the format that I usually do is I do a 3-month read, longer read, and then I do a shorter read in the months. So like this will be for May, June, and July, and then I'll do a short read, kind of a check-in read for the month of June and July, and then I'll do another 3-month spread for August, September, and October, and then for November and December. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Beautiful Aries. May, June, and July. Libra. This energy is diplomatic, gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. What a beautiful card. All right, so it may be, of course, it's very specific, that there may be a Libra individual involved in your love life during this time period with whom you have some kind of connection. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection, but it's an energy that's definitely influencing you during this particular time frame. So it could be an individual, it could be a love relationship, it could be someone who's involved in your life in some way who influences your decisions and actions regarding romance. And I will say, if it's not an individual, it is an energy. Like, you really are, Aries, with this as the overarching theme, even if it doesn't manifest as an actual individual. The energy of Libra is so gracious, always seeking the beauty of equilibrium and balance. And I think with Aries, sometimes I'm an Aries moon, so I understand Aries energy quite well. There is this need to take action, a desire to make things happen, and that can be very exhausting. So during this particular time frame, it really does look like you are seeking a more harmonious sense of equilibrium within self as well as in your relationships. So let's get some additional cards. I'm going to do past, present, future kind of spread here. And with Libra here as the influence, you really are seeking, and I'm just looking at the sweeping stars here, you really are seeking a higher ideal in love. It's not just about the physicality here. You're wanting something that feels more meaningful. Now, if you are someone who's single and enjoys being single, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are seeking a full-time relationship, but within the connections that you have, you're wanting something that feels more connected to spirit. It doesn't have to be a committed relationship to feel the essence of the divine in your love partnerships or in your love interactions. You have the 5 of Wands in reverse. We have the 8 of Swords in reverse. We have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. We have all reverse cards. And we have the 6 of Pentacles under the deck. I feel like this is an energy that you're coming into this time frame with. And in the reverse, it makes sense because it is about giving too much, not receiving, not being open to receiving, worried that you have to go out and get what you need or want because no one's going to give it to you. And it goes back to that, what I was saying earlier about being exhausting energy, and now you're really, truly wanting something that feels more balanced. Well, what I do like to see is with the Five of Wands in reverse. Did I show you the cards? I'm not sure I did. Here we go. So we have the Five of Wands in reverse. We have the Eight of Swords right there in the center. Beautiful energy in the reverse. And we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so with the Five of Wands in the reverse here, and I am kind of seeing it a little bit in the past position, it feels as though the competition is falling by the wayside around love for you. And it may be that you have just opted to get out of the game, so to speak, in the recent past, or that if you were involved with someone that, and there was more than one potential partner, that the competition is diminishing, right? And what I do like to see with the Eight of Swords right in the center is that obstacles are being lifted. There's an opening here. But remember, it's always contingent upon you doing your own internal work, Aries. So the balance that you are seeking outside of yourself in relationships or whatever is always a reflection of the inner balance you're wanting to feel inside. So it's going to be important for you to recognize, Aries, when the energy is leaving your body and you feel exhausted by it, as opposed to putting forth energy in a way that feels like, boom, I put this forward and it bounces back to me, and it's this wonderful kind of give and take. So if you are in that position of putting out energy, or you have been in the recent past, during this time frame, recognize that, like, whoa, that was a lot of energy I was expending out of fear, So it's something you can play with here. But it's lovely energy, really. But we do have this King of Pentacles in the reverse. So it could be an earth sign is involved, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Now and it is a male here, is a king, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a male. And it doesn't have to be an individual. It could be an energy, as you know. But if it is an individual, this individual is someone who possibly has an energy around them where they use their resources, their financial resources, or even maybe their physical appearance to swing their weight around, right? And so be aware of any tendency within yourself here to be attracted to someone who is going to be a protector, because that protector can often turn into an abuser, because when we feel as though we are fragile or weak, and Aries don't generally feel that way, but it may be that you're just tired, because you have been putting forth a lot of energy and you're seeking more balance here. Just be aware of that. And if it's you who is using your physical resources of your natural good looks or the money that you have to kind of stampede over another, just be aware of that. I'm not really concerned. It's just something to be aware of. Yeah. Okay, so as I'm feeling this card for you, this Libra card, I'm really drawn to the scales almost disappear for me, and the phallic nature of the center of the scale is popping out for me. And remember that Libra is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love. And that's a very divine feminine energy. So, in that Aries desire to push through very divine masculine, putting forth energy for a purpose in order to achieve a goal. So be aware of that energy of wanting to dominate another. It goes with this energy. Even if this isn't an individual, it could just be an energy coming in where you're wanting to dominate, you're wanting to get ahead. And usually we feel this way because we're afraid that we won't get what we want. But that divine feminine energy, which is about being more open and receptive, and we all hold these energies, divine masculine and divine feminine, as you know, regardless of gender. But that divine feminine energy is about being open, receptive, not vulnerable, not that you are weak, but you are you don't have any agendas or expectations. That's what I mean by being open. You're surrendered. You're allowing things to be as they are. Holding your own ground, holding your own sense of self, your own internal equilibrium. And you can certainly do this, Aries. You have many resources available to you internally to do this. So let me get some additional cards on this King of Pentacles, though. As I do feel this for May, June, and July, it does look like the competition is diminishing. There are blocks being lifted, whether they are just your own mental blocks or that there is an actual block being sort of removed from you and a partner or you and a potential love partner. Things are opening up, which is really nice. Let me get 2 cards on this King of Pentacles for Aries. Again, this is Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And remember, this reading will also be available on the podcast on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud, so you can listen to it as well. You don't have to just watch the video. I have links below. So what is this King of Pentacles about in reverse for Aries, and how is it likely to affect them? Two of Pentacles and the King of Swords. A lot of air energy. We have beautiful Temperance under the deck. Oh, I love to see this. All right, so Aries, I love to see the Temperance card because the Temperance card is beautiful in terms of the Libra energy as well. You know, Temperance is about taking 2 very sort of different elements, let's say, or energies, and blending them together to make something brand new. So it is about that equilibrium that you're seeking, and the Temperance card is beautiful major arcana energy. Now, this King of Pentacles energy, it may be that, you know, it is an energy where this individual has been juggling more than one person or juggling work and partnerships. So it could be you just hyper-focused on money and trying to make things happen, again, with that King of Pentacles energy, sitting in your work and your wealth and your physical nature, not moving a lot, not moving the things around. And it's been a, you know, so it's about this. It's been a struggle for either yourself or an individual here. And the likely outcome, though, is the King of Swords in reverse. So again, it could be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius individual. That's gonna be, so for some of you, this will be a double meaning for the Libra. Now, I do want to say that when the King of Swords is in reverse, again, we're talking about a pretty short period of time. We're talking about 3 months, and we're talking about really, this is kind of going towards the end of this time period, May, June, and July. The King of Swords energy, when he's in reverse, he is, and it could be you, but it could be the person you're with, is holding back something, doesn't want to reveal all. Doesn't necessarily mean it's because whatever they don't want to reveal is negative or will affect you negatively. But this person is not opening up here, not revealing all. So if you are engaging with someone in this time frame, we do have the King of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Swords. We have 2 kings around this kind of future position that are in the reverse. So that means that they are kind of locked down. They aren't ruling from their essence. So again, it's a pretty short period of time, and this is in kind of in the future position. So just be conscious of that. Don't push too hard, because don't rush. You know, allow things to blend. The Temperance card is a card that speaks to not rushing, right? When you are blending two separate things, it takes time because you're making something new out of them, and you can't just slap it together and be done. It takes a little time. So Temperance, you know, patience here. So if you're involved with someone, give them time. They've been juggling a lot. And again, things are opening up, but sometimes things take a little longer than our egos would like. Now, I will say for some of you, it could be that you are juggling 2 people. It could be an earth sign and an air sign. because I'll show you. We have this boy here, and he's juggling two things, and we have the two kings. So for some of you, it may be that's what's going on. But again, remember that we're going into this time frame with competition diminishing, blocks being removed. So there may be more movement, more connection, but maybe not a final decision. Or remember, things are being blended here. All right, let me get, let's take a look at your physical intimacy. All right, so I'm going to get 3 cards from the Sensual Wicca Tarot, and then 1 card from the numerology deck. We'll see if I can add anything to this. What are the physical intimacy for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising? What are we looking at? It could be too with the Two of Pentacles and that King of Pentacles that there's just been a heavy emphasis on finances and work with someone, or as we go into the latter part of this time frame, and that's what's being juggled. Like, you know, I have too much on my plate. I don't know if I have time, you know. And so you may have this kind of sense of withholding from a partner or a date, or even within yourself. Things take time. You know, the Libra energy is the sense of balance, but remember, it's not static. Balance is never static. It's a continual movement. And sometimes when things are very out of balance, it takes time to swing it, you know, until it can kind of land here. And so then the wild swings are less. So, you know, Temperance card speaks to that. Like, it takes a little time, you know, gentle movements, patience. All right, so regarding physical intimacy, not always easy for Aries to be patient. Okay, so we have 4 of Cups. We have the 7 of Cups in reverse. We have the Maiden of Wands. Very nice energy. And the 7 of Wands in the reverse into the deck. Let me get one more card from the numerology deck. So regarding your physical intimacy, it looks like as we go forward here, I'll show you the cards. It looks like in the past there's been kind of a lack of kind of this apathy, lack of desire, maybe. No one seemed really exciting. Even if you're coupled, maybe you're just kind of like in a rut here. And then a decision is made. Like, as I mentioned, it's going nicely with these cards, you know. Competition falling away, blocks being lifted, and then we have a decision being made here. And then we have an invitation to play with that Maiden of Wands. Beautiful energy. Could be a party, could just be some romance. Because just could be a one-night stand. The Maiden of Wands is very fiery, passionate energy, usually kind of more short-lived, but usually very fun, passionate. An invitation for passion, let's say, in the bedroom, which is really, really nice. Personal growth. Okay, well, first of all, I want to say, because right as I was shuffling, I was like, oh, there's a bunch of 7s. We have the 7 of Cups in the reverse in the center regarding your physical intimacy. We have the 7 of Wands in the reverse under the deck, and then we have the 7 here. So speaks to this idea of patience, Aries. Don't rush, and don't let anyone rush you. Remember, you are wanting the higher ideals of love, and you know your hot stuff. You can certainly have those kinds of relationships. But remember, the divine can be in any relationship as long as you are honoring yourself, your highest sense of self. So just constantly check in with yourself. You know, if you're feeling a sense of your higher ideals about self in love, we have all this personal growth that you are undergoing here. Again, 3 sevens. Frustrations sometimes, delays, very anti-Aries energy. Aries want to come in and just take charge. But, you know, the Temperance and the Libra, you know, these are energies that speak to slower moving energy. And we also have the Seven of Wands here under the deck. So it may be in love too, that maybe you haven't really been standing your ground. Because when the Seven of Wands is in the reverse, it's like you kind of, in some ways, you kind of gave up. And it goes back to this. Like, you're kind of like, whatever, just do whatever. So it may be that you've been going through the motions, maybe hooking up with people, or maybe, you know, even with your partner. Or maybe you gave up on love completely and were like, I'm out of the game. Either way, there's this energy of like, you kind of like, you're not really checking in with self because you're beginning to feel like it's kind of hopeless in some ways. You're just like kind of flatline. This is kind of in the recent past, it feels like. But, you know, this is the focus for your physical intimacy, personal growth. You're wanting to do it differently. And it takes time to shift patterns. You know, as you become a more conscious lover, let's say, you do automatically begin to shift who you attract in and how you interact with people in sexual intimacy. So, you know, be easy upon yourself, because you might, you know, there may be some missteps here, but, you know, you're learning and growing each and every time. We also have parenting under the deck. So for some of you, it may be that this is an issue. And it may be partly why things slow down. Or maybe that you have been focused more on being a parent for some of you, because it's under the deck. And that often happens, especially around sexual intimacy. You know, you're so tired from caring for the children or working so hard to support your family, however it plays out in your life, that, you know, sometimes you're just like, oh, let's just do it and get it over with and then go to sleep, you know. So just, you know, feel it out for yourself. It's very interesting energies. Well, I hope you find that helpful, Aries. Remember, regarding your physical and sexual connection to another, allow yourself time. Don't rush into anything if you can help it. Patterns do take time. We have 3 sevens, again, speaks to delays, frustrations. And remember that whenever there's a delay, it's actually, we're giving ourselves that gift from a spiritual perspective so that we can integrate, right? The Temperance card is about integration, taking time to integrate new consciousness into the physical body and taking action then from a place where we feel more in alignment, right? More balanced. So you're doing beautiful work, Aries. I hope you find that helpful, and I wish you much love. And maybe I'll see you at your private appointment or over on the podcast. Remember, all readings are going to be up there. And what else do I want to say? Also, look for another love reading in the month of June. All right, much love. Oh, and the life purpose readings are coming up too.